Chapter 9. Origami Yoda versus the Vampire. Everybody was going to see this movie called Parasite Within, Legend of Vampire. But my parents won't let me go see R-rated movies. But everybody was going. But if you say that to my parents, they make some kind of sarcastic remark about jumping off a bridge, which makes no sense. I asked Yoda what to do, and Dwight makes this croaky voice and says, "Stinks movie does." So then I said to Dwight, "But I thought you were dying to see it." "I am," Dwight said. "It's going to be awesome." And then, a second later, he switches to his Yoda voice and waves the paper Yoda and says, "Down 2 thumbs are. Cheesy are the effects special. Money save you will." So I ended up not going. Not that I had any choice, because of my parents. On Monday, I asked everybody how it was, and they all said it stunk, and that the special effects were cheesy, and they had wasted their money. Even Dwight. This is what Harvey had to say. Big whoop. The logical explanation for this one is so simple. Dwight had read a review of the movie online or something, or maybe he just guessed that a movie with a stupid title like that would be a stupid movie. My comment. Man, I wish I had listened to Origami Yoda. That movie was so lame. Chapter 10. Origami Yoda and the nasty 8th grader. This chapter's about a character called Marcy. Origami Yoda is the dumbest thing of all time. He's a total fraud. If you think he's anything more than a piece of paper, you're an idiot. I know this because I believed in him and ended up looking like an idiot. It's my own fault for listening to a bunch of 6th graders. One of the kids on my bus is the dipwad who walks around with the Yoda on his finger. One day, all these 6th graders kept saying, "Ask Origami Yoda anything, Origami Yoda anything. He knows everything." And they told some stories about how Origami Yoda had predicted some stuff. Well, it sounds stupid now, but they all seemed to believe it. And I did have a question I wanted answered. See, I won my homeroom spelling bee, and I was about to compete in the school-wide spelling bee. And if you win that, you get to go to the county spelling bee, then the regionals, and if you win that, you get to go to Washington, D.C. for the national spelling bee, which will be on TV. And you can win prizes too. Like this 8th grader last year made it to the regional spelling bee and won a $100 saving bond. I wanted to win, obviously, but studying these stupid little booklets of words you've never heard of is boring. And it's impossible to memorise words when everybody's talking about Origami Yoda and asking him questions about stupid junk. So I said, "Origami Yoda, can you tell me what words I need to learn to win the spelling bee?" Man, I feel like such a fool for talking to a finger puppet now that I know it's just a finger puppet. But remember, everybody told me it was magic. Yeah, right. The kid held Yoda up so I could see him, and he made this stupid voice and said, "Tomorrow, tell you I will. Rest now, I must. Far into the future must I look." And the kid put Origami Yoda away and wouldn't get him back out. "Thanks for nothing, fart face," I said. "Now, will you people shut up so I can learn my words?" Well, the next day, when I got on the bus, the kid immediately holds up Yoda and says, "Mulked." "What?" "Mulked. Learn to spell you must. Forget not the t." "Okay, so how do you spell it?" "Look it up," said the kid. Twip. But I did look in the little booklet and it was actually in there. Only it wasn't spelled mulked. It was spelled mulked. That's exactly the kind of rip-off word that nobody's ever heard of and they love to use in spelling bees. Well, seeing it in the booklet convinced me. I fell for it like a total sucker. I was sure that word would make me the school champ. I didn't bother with the booklet anymore. Finally, it was time for the spelling bee, which was held in the cafeteria with the whole school watching. All my friends and everybody in my homeroom was cheering for me. The thing about spelling bees is the first round is always a freebie. I had to spell brown. Nobody went out on the first round. Then I had words like without, frankly, and politics. Then, in the 5th round, I got the word vestige. At least, I thought it was vestige. It turned out to be vestige. I don't know. The judge rang a little bell and I had to sit down and watch the rest of the spelling bee like everybody else. I was furious. This little 6th grader won it by spelling muscular. That's right, muscular, not mulked. Nobody ever got mulked. I was even more furious. After school on the bus, I told the Yoda kid what an idiot he was, and I told everybody that Origami Yoda was a worthless piece of paper. But like I said, I'm the real idiot for believing in something that stupid. Anyway, this is Harvey's comment. Finally, I'm glad someone else has seen through this nonsense. Although frankly, I'm surprised an 8th grader would fall for it in the first place. By the way, I came in 2nd in school spelling bee and would have won if the judge had pronounced the words better. My comment. Actually, I don't think Harvey gets the point of the story either. It's not just the fact that Origami Yoda was wrong. The question is, why was he wrong? I wonder if he was really wrong or whether this was a Jedi mind trick. Think about it. Dwight tells Marcy that Yoda will give her an answer the next day. Instead of saying thank you, she calls him fart face. Now, maybe Origami Yoda could have figured out the real winning word. We'll never know. But the question is, why would Dwight want to help a girl who had just called him fart face? Maybe it was Dwight, or maybe it was Yoda. But I think one of them purposely gave her the wrong word to make her lose. If she had looked up mulked in the dictionary like I just did, she might have figured it out. It has a couple of meanings. One is when you punish somebody. The other is when you trick them. I think Dwight or Origami Yoda did both.